Here we are on April 1st in Burma. The Allies grabbed the initiative and managed to, well, actually the Japanese handed it to them, managed to clear the road down to Imphal and added some additional protection against this entrenched unit here. They also, obviously the Chindits are still in place, used Merrill's raiders and knocked out a couple of the Japanese units. They took a loss as well, but that's really undermining the Japanese position along the river line. Beginning of the April 8th turn. What's going on? Well, things are kind of interesting in the Imphal area. The British have mainly reestablished their supply line. They're pretty much garrisoning the whole road using Chindits for this, and whatever breakout points there are, there is still some risk. Nothing that's really developed though right now. Right now they look like they've got it all covered. What they don't have covered is this guy here. He's just cut off one of their strong positions, and that's going to be a painful situation no matter what. The Brits are showing an artillery there, which can't get out, and a nice big infantry. So they may have to try to shoot their way out, and that's going to be rough. The Chindits, the Japanese did nothing to remove them, so that's another successful turn cutting off this northern area from supply. The Americans and Chinese have started an outflank. I don't know where we were last time, but the Japs are trying to cover their withdrawal, but they have no supply in that area because of the Chindits at this point. I mean, they have tons of supply, they're just not feeding their troops. Air power was used primarily this time to keep the Chindits back in supply so that they could hold their position. I think a little bit was used. No, the Imphal road is safe, so I used trucks for that. So yeah, everything went into the Chindits. It's tough to see how the Japanese have enough troops to actually dislodge them at this point. I mean, if they pulled this down, they would, but they can't really afford that. And what they're trying to bring up, it might be enough eventually, but as long as they're actually there and established, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Halfway through the 8th of April, the only real action that occurred was down here, where the British were cut off. They managed to, actually over here, they managed to get their units back in the line of communications, but they lost the big unit that's holding there, so all there is an arty now. And they had to strip units off here, so they've got a pretty weak line down here, and there's a good chance the Japanese are going to attack. Top of the 12th of April, the Japanese turn didn't do a lot. The big thing, well, they did a lot in one place. They attacked a couple of places. One was down here, where they were repulsed, no losses against the artillery. But down here they got an exploit, breaking through that little unit and then killed an artillery unit with a little killing zone they set up. They're out of supply down there, but they can pull more up pretty quickly. Elsewhere on the line, they just basically moved around, tried to get their units in supply and maintain the threat on the Imphal road just for no real reason except that's tying up a lot of British troops. Over on the railway, they took another half-point loss or whatever because it's cut off. No real effect there, although we do have an out-of-supply unit that could be in danger. April 12th, the Allies made a couple of attacks, neither of which went terribly well. Here, they took two big brigades of casualties, and the Japanese just withdrew back to their fortifications. And then on the Chinese front, they spent a lot of supplies, made an attack, and then went running to prevent the Galahad unit from taking casualties. They did nothing to these out-of-supply entrenched troops. Hey, I wonder if the GIs had to fill out their taxes. It's April 15th. We have a few over with Merrill's Corps. Nothing happened over there. The only thing that really happened during the Japanese turn is they gathered up a big stack of units to attack, and then the Allies bombed them and they were disordered. They also, the Japanese got a new fighter, and the Allies had to knock that off in order to, not completely, they just brought it out of the air. A little bit of maneuvering in the mountains, but the end result is a lot of unsupplied Japanese units. They got bad rolls up there. Trying to do some kind of maneuvering over on the south side too, but that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. All right.